Are we really?
Yeah, you bet. You
I
bet.
mean, we still have the clinging metal guy.
Yep.
The wants
I
to
don't know
hug
what's
you.
going on, and I'm afraid to ask.
We should wait until after the intro so
Like-
we do it in the right order.
All right. It's a long way down. Welcome to UCP. Last time on QCP, you all got out to the shipwreck, where some of the red Larimar is supposedly stashed. Allie is now in her little rustic, bespoke crab body, and she has been going down into the water because the water will not hurt inorganic material. So she's been down there looking for the red Larimar. All of them in the process have kind of discovered various things. Some of the big things that were discovered. So, let me get my notes real quick. Where are my notes? I made notes about this. Here they are. So what you all have kind of discovered throughout this is that you are on not a water ship, but it used to be an airship. Something ate through the hull, and that's probably what downed it. A diary found by someone talks about something that a night hunting creature whose breath burns like flameless fire. You found a record on the ship that indicates that Tara was not born in the Scar, but she was actually born on the airship. As well, Queen Titania has ordered the execution of an archfey and has ordered apparently more funding for something called the Valen Guard. Records have also indicated that there is some sort of major conflict happening between noon and dusk, with mention of a siege being carried out.
And hold on, I'm reading through my notes, make sure there's nothing else.
Is Noon and Dusk like groups of people, or are they just individual beings?
So the way it's written on the paper, it's capital Noon, capital Dusk.
Oh, see, I was thinking times of day, but now that they're capitalized.
They are capitalized.
Oh.
What that means, you don't know.
So, wait, say it again. It was noon and
Dusk.
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 Gotcha.
But see, I was thinking that meant like times of day, but now knowing that they're capitalized, that they're either like factions of people or two names.
Or somebody just
Um,
likes to capitalize everything. And that's a red herring.
You never know
There's a
with
lot
me,
of-
do you?
There's a lot of things that could be important, so I just wrote the big three down that I think are most important.
oh yes, and I had my 3 pseudo dragons grab the mirror fae and drag him off the boat.
Yes.
Oh yes, have you sort of taken the Forsaken off of the boat?
I drug him off and dropped him in the water.
Okay.
And I'm
Yep.
holding Allie's bag of holding with all of her stuff.
Correct. And she gave you very, very, very specific rules about what was and was not allowed to go in that bag. And,
Yes.
And do not, under any circumstances, turn it upside down either.
Yes.
Because she's got, like, her spell book and her components and, like, all the shit we cannot lose or I will be useless later is in that bag.
Oh, as well, the name of the Archfey that Titania set for execution was Valthorn Gloomtide. I'll re-put it into the chat in case anybody needs it.
Yes, please. Thank you.
All right.
It sounds like a weird sneeze.
It kind of does. All right, so Mr. Forsaken has been put over the side of the boat.
Couldn't help it. He had Bernie skin and was trying to climb us and was burning us with
Oh yikes!
acid. So he looked like he wanted help, but we couldn't understand him. And we have one person that's in a robotic crab right now, and we really can't risk anything hurting us. So
And Ellie's body is in, what, is it still in the rowboat or did they take it back to wherever everybody else is?
The rowboat is currently sitting near the downed boat, and her body is in the rowboat with Kavaris.
Did they ever say why they brought her body out?
No, they didn't.
And Ellie can't talk to ask?
Nope.
Because that makes no sense to me. Why would you put the body of the person doing you a favor in a location where it could be harmed?
Why indeed? All right. So the Forsaken has been thrown over the side. Combat is over, and now, in sort of a little distortion of time and space, Linus reappears.
Kind of trips and falls on his face as he reappears, as if he was walking before he was jaunted through time again.
Oh, that's what walking usually is like for me.
Oh,
Sometimes it's like moving.
Where in the Nine Hills are we?
okay, so it's not Ray, it's
It's Linus.
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 Which you all did find out at least that he somehow is connected to Ray.
Mm-hmm. Well. Look who decides to grace us with his presence at the most inopportune times.
What do you mean? I don't remember what happened.
Yes, so we've heard.
I think while they're talking, since Ellie can't talk and might as well be useful, I think she's gonna scuttle over down into this area because I got everything on the other side if I remember correctly.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
If you're
And
wondering,
as she
Allie's got
scuttles
crabs.
across, she's gonna make a point of like scuttling across Linus's shoes. And do the angry sideways crab with the pincers in the air before she disappears down the stairwell.
God, not the crab.
The,
Wait, did Marcellus say Allie?
Yeah.
wait, did you say Allie or did you say Laurel, which is the Feywild name?
Oh, yes. Sorry. Yes. Code name.
I think maybe we'll just assume that unless you otherwise trip up and say their real, like you indicate that you trip up and say their real name, let's just assume that you're using the Feywild name.
Thank
I'm
you.
not
Yes, thank you.
That is understandable.
Alright, so Allie, as you are scootling around, make me another investigation check.
Gee. That's my normal stats. That is not the crab body stats. Okay.
Crab body.
You may have to help me remember which stats are which for a game or so.
Yeah, no problem.
$19.
Okay, so Allie, as you are investigating down here, the more you look at this ship, the more you realize this was a passenger ship. This carried families, it carried people, and it carried a lot of supplies. In fact, it looks as though the ship has been plundered for supplies. Where food and other things would have been are empty, and not because it's crystallized and decayed, but it looks as though it was looted and pillaged.
Makes sense.
So as you continue to look around down there, you find a manifesto. So the ship was traveling from east to the west. And so in the ship's manifesto indicates it was traveling from morning to noon.
Oh. We're going to, if I can lift it, we're going to balance it on top of the fish globe and hold on to it and try to scuttle it back up onto the deck where the others can see it.
And what did you say it said on the ship manifest? Traveling from what to noon?
So from morning to noon. All right, up on the deck. What are y'all doing?
Okay, so I'm sorry that I've disappeared again. But what is going on?
Well, we are currently looking. Well, Allie's looking. We're up here not able to do much, as you can see. Unless, of course, Linus, you'd like to take a swim and volunteer to search as well. We're looking for more of the love. God, what is the name of that stone? Why can I never remember this?
It's the red Larimar.
Larimar, thank you. I wanted to say Loranthus for some reason. Red Larimar. Okay. We are looking for more pieces of the red Larimar that should be stored somewhere in a trove on this boat.
Shriek. Well, I mean, if you need someone to look, I can make my echo look. But I assume you trust your friend Laura more than me. So.
Well, don't say it all butthurt. I mean, can you honestly blame us?
No, I cannot.
Also, I don't think Linus would know where Allie is at the moment, right? Because he wasn't there when they did the whole crab swap plan.
Oh yeah,
No.
he may not know that that's Allie at all. So you've just adopted a mechanical crab and your wizard is where?
I
Uh,
think Marcellus said something about Allie being a crab.
I said Allie's got crabs.
A real poet, that one.
I am indeed. Um, and I would just say Allie's waiting on the boat.
Okay. So, I mean, would you like me to send an echo out?
I wouldn't mind your echo offering the extra assistance as long as you don't find the Larimar and then disappear with it.
Oh, that won't happen.
Oh, he
There's
says
probably
so,
a
sure.
reason.
Okay. But your track record speaks otherwise.
Hey, I was there whenever you had to fight that big monster. No,
But
I
then-
stayed. I fight.
And then when things get real shitty, and he's referencing the porta potty, you disappear.
Sorry.
Look,
Where do you want me to go?
smell my coat. Smell my coat.
He goes over and sniffs it.
The hazing in this group is so weird. Allie. Meanwhile, you want to keep looking around and make me another investigation check?
Okay. The D20. There it is. That is a 9. That is a nat 1 on the dice.
Oh dear. I was really
But the
hoping
total
you-
is 9. It is a
I was
9.
I was really hoping you would save me from the smell my coat.
From the what?
From the smelling of the coat.
Oh.
Allie, with a 9, you uncover a little cuttlefish that squirts ink all over your ball.
Okay, so we're gonna go try to see if we can't get onto this hammock and like rub the ink off.
Yes. It definitely takes some work. That cuttlefish was real pissy about being disturbed.
Yes. So I imagine that takes a good chunk of time, and then once I got it clean, I'll try to go into the next room.
Okay. So, Allie, as you are kind of moving around the next room, there are naturally, some holes in the hull. Because it's, a dilapidated ass ship. You see some sort of odd mirror-like disturbance in the water. You can't see a lot, but it seems to be sort of moving around the hull
Oh no.
in this fashion.
This.
Can I make some sort of perception check to try to see if I can't figure out if it's like just passing by or if it's circling the ship or something like that?
You can try. You are looking at it just like a chink in the wood.
Yeah. Because I'm underwater, right? Like, this whole lower area is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Alright, make me a perception check.
Perception. Okay, that's not horrible. 23?
Okay, Allie, it seems to be moving with purpose around the side of the ship.
Okay, we're gonna scuttle back up on deck. Go.
And you know what? Because you perceived so good with the 23, you find as you are sort of trying to look, you see that there is in fact that bag of red Larimar kind of wedged where under some of the or in one sort of using one of the little sort of chinks in the hull to sort of hide it. So you have found the bag of red Larimar
Okay.
as well.
Okay, so Yeah. So we're gonna temporarily leave it where it's at, but we're gonna remember where it's at. That sound is disconcerting. Uh, and then we're gonna scuttle as fast as our little crab buddy can. We're gonna go around Linus because Allie does not trust Linus, given everything we figured out. And she's gonna like tug on Marcellus's pant leg, and then point at the water.
Uh, does Marcellus understand what she's saying? I feel like he would, but
Yeah.
I'm just gonna make a perception check to see if I
She's
understand.
If you look like you're being obtuse, she's gonna grab your pant leg with both claws and try to drag you, even though she's not strong enough to drag you.
Well, and I got a 15, so I feel like I was pretty clear. Like, what is it? What is it? Is Toby stuck in a well?
I knew you were gonna
She's
do that.
gonna pinch your heel.
Um, and he would like kind of go to Tethys and be like, I think she found it.
Oh yeah?
She's trying to take you to the edge of the ship so you can see what's in the water.
I also know that as well, but I know that there's a reason you came running back out of here so quickly. And I just threw that thing. And I think, and he would like go to the edge of the boat and look over and be like, our overly affectionate, our non consensual, overly affectionate silver friend is down there.
Also, I don't know if y'all noticed, but the music now has a squealing quality to it.
Yes.
No, oh no.
We know that noise.
That's the noise.
That's the noise of the little mirror
God.
fey guy that burns
God.
us.
Oh, they
But-
keep multiplying. Oh no.
Oh no, I don't have the map up. Oh my god. What did I do?
You pulled the map up. DM, would that bag that Allie noted have been like easily movable on her own, or is it going to be something that will take her a lot of time to drag up?
The bag of Larimar,
Yeah.
it you could drag it up. It's not very big. It's maybe the size of a small dice bag.
Okay, so when she's sure that Marcellus has gotten the idea of what she was trying to warn him about, she's gonna as fast as possible go back after the bag.
Oh, I'm very clear. Especially, I was thinking just the one though, until I brought the map back up, and now I'm more concerned.
And
God,
as
there's more. Oh god. Oh god.
Oh god.
and if you will allow, she's gonna do her best to get it back up before the full attack
Please do.
happens.
Get it back, and let's get that boat back, and let's get the hell out of Dodge.
Yes, you all hear Nico and Kavaris start shouting for you all to get back to the fucking boat right now.
Yeah, obviously. Thank you, Captain Obvious.
Do I need to roll anything?
Nope, you all better just book it.
Okay, so she comes back. I think she climbs up the side and like she's got it
Marcellus
like
would-
tucked on her head like a hat with one claw holding it in place.
And Marcellus would scoop Crabigale up and
Abigail.
and and haul ass with her in his arm. Oh
So
my
you
gosh.
all get back to the boat, and as you get in the boat, the Forsaken they track your movement, so they start kind of trying to follow all of you. And so Nico helps you all get into the boat. He takes custody of Crabigale because he is much bigger and stronger, and just kind of hauls her in.
Marcellus would turn around and just cast a fireball at kind of a spot in between them and the silverfish. Just to slow them down a little, hopefully.
Okay.
I'm looking for my little range thing. Where's that ruler? There we go. So it's a 20-foot radius. So I guess wherever the boat is, he would kind of cast it as like a barrier between them and the boat.
All right. It's hard to tell how they react to the fire. They are so desperate for whatever it is that they
Hugs.
want. Yeah, hugs. But you all kind of get loaded into the rowboat. And away you go. They sort of row with the quickness. And you were brought back to the itty bitty tiny island.
It's
The
itsy
others look
bitsy teeny weeny.
relieved.
Oh, and Sale, I made a deal with my patron that is probably going to end poorly, but
Oh,
to protect Allie.
interesting.
Yeah. Just side note, because I'm sure Brandy's going to get us with that at some point.
I mean,
gonna-
it's like giving a fat girl cake. You just, I don't know what you thought's gonna happen.
Non-vulnerability, nom 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 nom.
What were the exact words of your deal again? Do you remember?
They were very vague, as a matter of fact.
Oh no.
I mean, not so vague, right?
You said, what was the specific thing that you said to your patron?
That if anything bad happens, oh god, I guess I was kind of vague with it. I didn't say when or by who. I just said if anything bad happens to Allie, take it out on Kavaris. Right? That's what I said, I think.
To also recall, you would do whatever he asked as a
Yes.
favor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Messed
at
up
any point,
alien.
I know. Now that you made me repeat it, I realize how vague I actually was. I thought I was pretty specific, but turns out I was not. That I guess any point in this campaign, if anything bad happens to Allie, technically, he would go after this rando that we saw probably 6 sessions ago or something. Awesome. Good. This'll go well.
This is gonna go great. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm thoroughly excited.
Oh, Marcellus and your mouth.
Yeah.
Okay.
Putting it to work in
Well.
all the wrong ways.
I'm glad we clarified how non-clarified I was in that. Oh.
All right, so they bring you all back to little island retreat hut, the thing they live in. Everybody kind of looks at Linus a bit confused. They don't know what to make of Linus.
Oh yes. We don't either.
All right, so Kavaris goes and puts the red Larimar somewhere, and he's kind of toting Allie's body over his shoulder. He kind of just lays her body, sits her up in a corner. He says, "Well, that's 2 out of 3. Well done."
Is there like paper or ink or anything around?
No, there ain't shit.
No.
I mean, there's
Mar-
food.
Marcellus would walk up to Kavaris and say, "Did you know those mirror things were on the ship or in the water?"
I had my suspicions, but they don't.
Slap!
always show up.
Marcellus just slaps him right in the face.
God damn it, Marcellus! Now I gotta get the fucking stick.
He just, as soon as he says, "I had an idea," he's just reflex gonna slap him.
Oh no.
Give me a second. Look, shut up.
Oh no. Allie is gonna scuttle and hide behind Nico.
I'm sorry, but that was like a little warning would have been helpful. I'm sick of doing their dirty work if they're not going to give us any freaking warnings at all of what we're getting into. The prison was bad enough, but with Allie down, that could have been
To be
so
fair, we
bad
didn't
for us.
ask.
But if we're doing this, they should be a little more forthcoming with the information.
Well, I say this knowing Allie can't talk. This is above table. We did not ask. We, the players, did not ask.
We did not, but I truly don't feel like we should have had to if we're risking our necks for it. But above table, especially if it's benefiting them as well. It's a knee-jerk reaction. He's mad. He could have gotten us all killed. Super easy there.
Marcellus needs an anger management class.
I do.
All right.
He's been filthy for too long in this jumping from realm to realm, and he has had enough.
All right. Marcellus, I need you to make me a dexterity saving throw, please.
Okay. Ooh, 19.
All right. Marcellus, you, probably because of your connection to all things unsavory and unpleasant, you feel this sort of deep, abiding prickle race up your spine, and you just narrowly manage to avoid standing in this sudden, oily puddle that just rises up from between the cracks in the rocks underneath your feet. So you step back just in time as these squirming, gelatinous, oil slick tentacles rise up, writhing, slapping. One of them, it misses you, but as it strikes out, it it shatters an empty wine bottle like it was sugar glass.
If Marcellus would see that and be a little shocked and a little scared and say, perhaps I overreacted. But come on, man. Seriously? You weren't even going to tell us about them?
Varus walks around the tentacles and he is seething in anger. His eyes are pitch black. And he looks at you and he says, "It is by the grace of me that I let you stay on this forsaken rock. If I didn't have a need of you, I'd throw you in that water and use you as an ornament on my boat."
You would just hear Marcellus swallow hard, realizing he way overstepped at all of that. And be like, understood. Just a little warning next time, please. And he would like scurry off.
You would all do well to remember that there are no safe harbors here. Whatever churns up out of that water, I can't always warn you about it, nor do I always know. pick up her body. We'll go to the last so that we can be rid of these people.
Hey, the deal was we were going to try to get you all out of here too.
Certainly. And he looks over at Nico. Get the body. And Nico kind of carefully picks up Allie's body, and they take it back out to the boat. Tara is sort of cowering in the corner. She has never seen Tavares be this way, and it's very clear.
Allie is following Nico closely, looking as worried as a mechanical crab can manage to look.
Nico and Kavaris get a little ways ahead of you. Nico seems to be saying something to Kavaris, maybe kind of from the body language, maybe trying to calm him down or placate him. But then Kavaris turns around and says, Tara, it's high time you learned how to navigate these. You'll come too. And Dragonborn can't necessarily turn pale the way humans can, but you see the dread in Nico's face. But all the same, Tara kind of grudgingly comes along. She definitely sits by Tethys in the boat. And she's also given Allie to kind of hold in her lap, and she's kind of sort of like petting the top of Allie's spear.
Sorry, I just got back. Who did you piss off? I heard them yelling at you from the bathroom.
I slapped Kavaris in the face for not telling us about those guys. And he almost devoured me in black slimy hell tentacles. So,
Kinky.
I know. You would think in most other situations, Marcellus maybe wouldn't have been too upset by that, but
So in my head, this conversation is happening in game because Tethys went to the outhouse.
yeah, for sure. And Marcellus would actually. Now, am I crazy? But Allie, didn't you give me something for messaging?
I don't have anything.
I thought, wasn't there some way that I was gonna be able to communicate with you? Am I just making that up from the last session?
We meet up like a yes or no, one knock for yes, two knocks for no, or some kind of thing like that. We agreed on beforehand.
Okay. Dang. How I would go to Linus and I would say quietly, where we couldn't be heard, do you have a way to get a message to the other two without anyone else hearing?
Yeah, I do.
And do you have a way I could give you that message without anyone else hearing?
Yep. Linus is a little nervous about what just happened.
Are we all?
This is me making more friends.
He will speak in Marcellus's head. Go ahead and tell me.
Whatever happens, I want to get Tara out of here.
I don't know if these people are, but that's fine.
And I want to know if the others agree with me. She's too young and too innocent to be in this environment.
Alright, I will go find out. And I will speak in Tethys' head first. Hello, Puck.
She's just kind of like, eyes look over at you.
Reese here, he told me you wanted me to ask you a question. Um, no matter what happens, would you be okay with trying to get Tara out?
She like glances around, and then she
No one
kind of
can hear
very
you.
subtly, huh?
No one can hear your thoughts right now.
She glances around, and she'll go, "Yeah, I can help with that."
Now, I can see that Allie is not functional. Well, Laura's not functional. Who am I supposed to be thinking in?
Now, it was my understanding that Allie has her consciousness, right? So if she's just
But
replying via
but
mind, she should be able to reply, right?
uh yeah, he wouldn't necessarily know if it was the crab or the body though. Unless one of y'all told him what happens.
I think hopefully will he understands seeing comatose Allie and then this little crab and maybe my previous clues. Does he tell me he does, Linus?
I mean, he's not dumb. I guess he could. Yeah, I'm sure he could figure it out. He's piece together the puzzle. He'll very briefly try to send a message to the body of Allie, but when nothing comes back, he'll go to the crab and go, "Hey, this is Linus. I'm sorry for doing this. I know you're uncomfortable with me randomly speaking in your head, but your friend, who's here, wants to know if you would be okay with protecting Tara no matter what."
Am I able to reply to him?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So what you get back is sure, Ray.
Hmm?
I'm willing to help with Tara. Nico comes too.
I'll let him know.
Poor Linus, like regretting every choice
He's
he
like,
ever made. Right?
why did I have to be the messenger for this? Now you're an accomplice.
Um, right. Linus will very quickly tell Tethys. He'll go back to Tethys and say, "Hey, would you be okay with bringing Nico as well?"
She kind of quirks an eyebrow, like to herself. She's like, "More people? What the?" And then she'll say, "Yeah, I'll help."
I'll finally go back to Marcellus and say, "So, your friend Laurel here was not that angry with me, but otherwise she also wants to bring Nico, or she's not bringing Tara too."
Oh yes, don't worry about that. She's the tad angry with me too. Um, I spent a lot of time in that state. Um, yes, after seeing the way Nico looked, the fear in his eyes, knowing that Tara was being brought along, their bond is obviously strong, and perhaps it would be better and easier to get Tara out of here if we take Nico as well.
Do we know where we're going next?
No, we
Is that
don't,
all?
but anywhere's better than here. Look at her. She'll never
I'm
survive
asking,
him.
like, do we know where the last bit of the stuff is that you're looking for?
Oh, no. They won't. They don't tell us much. Including if something's going to try to kill us when we're doing it.
Good. All right, I will leave you alone now.
Okay, well, that makes Marcy feel a little better.
And then really quickly, Linus is gonna lean over and very quickly touch Marcellus's cloak and make it smell better with prestidigitation.
Marcellus literally smells it and hugs him.
Oh wow, that's something.
You have no idea how.
Every
That's
trustee would be cleaning his cloak.
I mean, really, I hate being filthy, and outhouse remnants on my nice coat was really bottom of the barrel psychologically for Marcellus. So
I'm watching this map. Oh, that's
hard.
different.
what's that? What'd you say, Allie?
The map.
Oh no.
Oh,
God, I gotta. I've got my character sheet up, and I'm. Oh well, this is not at least killer water, so makes me feel a little
My
better.
apologies. It is. I just don't have a filter to put over it.
Is Linus
Oh.
close enough to Allie for her to try to reach out a claw and tap him?
Whom? I'm sorry. Who did you say?
Linus? Like,
Sure.
so she's gonna tap Linus and then tap the globe like talk to me again, please.
Linus will reach out his consciousness. Yes.
Do you mind asking them why they've brought my body? But with the point of that was it would have been much safer back in the house.
Who do you want me to ask? Oh, I have an idea, actually. I'll be back in a few moments. So I should be able to do this pretty decently, because I have a decent deception bonus. I'm going to use Kavaris's voice.
Oh
And I'm
no.
going to speak in Nico's head.
Oh no.
We're making friends here. Making friends.
Making friends. Making friends. Making friends. All right. What do
This
you
is
think?
not what I asked for.
But it's what you got.
This
You
is
didn't clarify. You did not clarify.
God, I love it. It's not what you asked for, but it's what you got. Welcome to QCP.
All right, so we just have one boat, right?
Yeah, and you were all on that boat.
Okay. Linus is going to say in Nico's head, "Damn it, boy! Why did you bring the girl's body again?"
Nico's gonna kind of look over at Kavaris, and he's able to reply in his
Yeah.
mind, right? He does
Yes.
not at all seem shocked that Kavaris is speaking in his mind.
Oh boy!
Yeah. And he's like, "What do you mean? Why did I bring her body? It was your fucking idea."
That's what I was afraid of. Allie's body is being ransomed to make sure we do our job. That's what
Is
I
it
was
what-
afraid of.
He said, "What? Do you want me to put her like in the cargo hold of the boat?" I put her up top because it feels wrong to treat her like luggage. She is, but we don't have to treat the body that way.
Glad I'm training you right, boy.
Since when do you call me boy? I told you to fucking stop that.
Okay, I'm slipping out of his mind. I got what information I wanted.
Oh, he's gonna say one thing as you kind of slip out.
Oh,
He's gonna say, "Valthorn, I hate you."
What did he
What?
say?
Valthorn? Who?
Mm.
Kavaris said that to Nico?
Nico said that to quote unquote Kavaris in his brain. So the only person who has heard that presently is Linus.
Right. Ha.
Give me just a second. Um,
Somebody's
Do I
typing
want-
furiously. I don't know.
do I
who it
want
is.
to cause chaos?
Yes, please, but don't make me be the only one.
Wait, what?
I said, do I want to cause chaos?
Ah,
Chaos, chaos, chaos.
Allie's like, damn it, I'm a crab.
right. Mm.
Damn it, I'm a crab. Welcome to QCP.
I was about to say tonight's theme is "Damn it, I'm a crab."
And the worst
Our
part
only
is,
voice of
the
reason.
absolute worst part is I did it to myself.
The only
I'm
voice
going
of reason.
to-
She told us not to act up, and here we are acting a fool while she's a
Oh,
crab.
Yeah,
you-
you have no buffer now. There is nobody to tell you it's a bad idea because I can't talk.
Linus doesn't
Literally
really
left
what the
children
plan
unattended.
is.
Wait, I'm sorry.
Linus is
Hold on.
going.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Excuse me. Linus is going to speak in Marcellus's head and say, "You should probably get ready to grab Allie's body."
Oh
That's
god.
fine.
Marcellus's eyes just get big. And
And then Linus is gonna slip back into Nico's mind and pretending to be Kavaris. He's gonna say, "Oh, you hate me, huh?"
You know good and damn well. I'm only here for Tara.
And fucking hurt me.
No, I'm not stupid enough to attack you. You downed a whole ship.
Right. And when these other fools try to take what they want, you're going to protect me, aren't you?
You know I don't have a choice. Why are you even asking me this shit? What is wrong with you today?
Testing your loyalty.
Don't be weird. Come on, we're almost done with them.
Okay, I got more info. I was hoping he would actually do it, but he didn't do it, but I still got info. I would like to kind of spread the information to the other three. Marcellus, Allie, and Tethys. So he's gonna start with Allie, and he's gonna go, "So, I got information for you."
Yes, and
Couple things. He is definitely ransoming you.
shh,
He's using all of you.
that's what I was afraid of.
In fact, that's not, Kavaris at all. There's, apparently his name is Valthorn, and he has taken down a whole ship on his own.
and I slap her in the face.
So Allie's response is, and it's not good news. I was afraid of something like this. What is Nico's response? Is he loyal? Is it like a keep everybody safe type of deal? Is he
He is only
feel
loyal
stuck?
to Valthorn. He only is loyal to Kavaris because, he's protecting Terra because he knows he can't take out Valthorn on his own.
Good, because based on what we learned in the prison, he was the most innocent of all of them. So here's hoping that he'll see reason when we go to get ourselves out of this mess. Ray,
Why do you keep calling me Ray? I'm Linus.
don't play coy. You slipped up, quite frankly, and I expect explanations at a later point in time once everybody is safe. Understood?
Sure. I'll explain everything later.
Thank you.
It wasn't really a choice I made.
Alright. At this point, you kind of end up at a village. Only a very small amount of it rising up out of the water. Most of it has been submerged. It looks, I mean, you would have to assume that this village was here before the water came. Um, because it looks as though at one point it was a thriving village. There are a lot of what used to be beautiful houses, now weathered, decayed, mostly submerged in the water. But most of the village is, in fact, underwater. And Kavaris kind of looks to all of you and he says, "Drop the crab in the water, please. Let's get this over with."
Drop the what in the water?
He said, "Drop the crab in the water."
Crab in the water. Okay. Allie will scuttle herself out of Tara's lap and climb up to the edge of the boat and make like angry grabby pinchers at Kavaris, offended because she's gonna drop me in the water. I know what the
Man,
deal
y'all,
is. I can do this myself kind of emotions.
man, y'all getting real bold with this man.
The moment Linus heard Kavaris' voice, he knew something was going on.
I'm sorry, I'm having trouble hearing tonight. What was the very last thing he said? Kavaris said?
I just said that that Linus knew something was going on as soon as he heard Kavaris speak.
No, what Kavaris said. I got something, Miss Ma'am. I think.
That wasn't him. That was me.
Oh.
That was me saying, "Y'all getting real bold with this man."
Ah.
So, Allie, you are sort of deposited in the water to sink. And it used to be a whole ass village. You can see a large number of crystallized bodies sort of lying about wherever they were when the flood came. It's a bit like quite a bit like Pompeii in that regard, in that you see them kind of frozen in whatever they were doing. Maybe they were in their houses. Many of them are huddled together, frightened. You see all manner of people lived here, but now there is nothing left.
How far down?
That's a good question.
Like, can I see the bottom of the boat far down, or like it's really deep and I just sunk like a rock?
Well, you did sink like a rock.
Well, yes, I
Already
know,
was.
but you know what I mean. Like,
You are probably about 50 feet down.
okay, so they probably can't see me then,
No.
and I probably have trouble seeing them. So I'm going to find the nearest surface, and I'm going to scratch like an X or something onto it so that I can find my marker again for when I need to get back to the boat.
Okay. Good. All right. So make me an investigation check.
Okay. Plus stuff. Where's my stuff? 21.
All right. So Allie, as you scuttle through the village, also make me a history check as well.
History, okay. History is intelligence, so that's my own modifier. 24.
Okay, that's really good. So Allie, with a 24, as you are sort of sorting through these buildings, you realize these are ancient buildings. These buildings are hella old. It looks like this was an ancient, maybe as much as might be for the Feywild, a sort of primitive village. You know, as in the world has probably moved on quite a bit since then. So whatever happened, this must have potentially happened quite some time ago. As well as you are searching, you find actually the cache of Red Larimar pretty easily. It looks as though, kind of based on some of like the hook scrapes, that it's just out of reach of the hooks they use to fish around in the water and look for things.
Okay. How big is the stash? Is it something I can carry? Is it?
Yeah, I mean, granted, it's still relatively small.
Okay. So we're gonna pick it up, but I'm not gonna go back right away.
Okay.
I want to take a quick peek around and see if there's anything useful. Like, I know it's an ancient village and it probably predates the crash and everything, but I just want to take a quick peek around and see if there's anything that might be like a magic object or history that might be helpful, a map of the crater, anything like that. Because
Okay.
presumably this place was in the crater before the water came, is what I'm
Yes.
thinking. So,
Yes, it would have. It would have had to have been. So as you were looking around, Allie, you don't find any sort of anything in the way of map making or anything like that. But what you do find is it appears that these people worshipped a god you have never seen before. It is kind of depicted as this, sort of very large, vaguely masculine, sort of black amorphous shape, kind of reclining on its side as if it is sleeping.
oh, um, I'm going to do my best to memorize that information using my King Mind feature so I can duplicate it later when I might have a chance to cross reference it with like a library or something.
Okay.
Since the last person that
Oh no, and now we're going back to the boat as quickly as possible.
Yep. So those of you in the boat, you begin to hear the sound again. It is loud and insistent. Um, and Allie, actually from down below, you see these crystallized people. It's as if this sort of amorphous, mirror-like spirit comes from them and begins to try to struggle towards the surface.
Can I swim at all? Like, I know I'm made of iron, but is there any chance? Because
Um, I don't think you, given that you were a great big iron crab, I don't think you have a lot of swim speed.
okay, I don't know how to like tell them to get me the hell out of here. I don't. I mean, they didn't tell me how to signal them. Nothing.
I will say the boat is kind of anchored by a building that is partially submerged, but also partially sticking out of the water.
Okay, we're
So
climbing. We're climbing the building as fast as our little crab body can.
Yes. So, in the boat, you all also begin to hear the sound as well, and you start to see more of these things. They're sort of rising up out of the water. There's a lot of them, as you can see on the map.
Oh my god.
And they begin to move rapidly towards the boat. In sort of the same way they always do, sort of searching, reaching out, frightened. Varus sees it and kind of swears very loudly. Oh, damn it, there's too many of those things.
Yeah, we're getting to the top of the building and waving our claws wildly and making as many like skittly noises as we can to like. Because I'm afraid if I try
How heavy
to
is the crab?
the size of a Roomba, I think we said, right?
Yeah, made of metal. So it's uh 40-ish pounds.
Okay, I was gonna use mage hand, but that's heavy.
Yeah, she's a little heavy.
And I'm afraid if I try to jump it, I'm gonna miss and sink.
Marcellus would fly into the air and fly over and pick her up
Oh.
and carry her back.
We're gonna hold as still as possible once Marcellus picks us up.
All right, Marcellus says you were in midair with her. The many Forsaken are closing in on the boat, and Kavar says, "Fuck this! I'm not dealing with this shit." And he just shoves Allie's body over the side of the boat.
But he's gonna die.
Bitch.
Oh, we're in trouble.
Oh my, but is this that water that crystallizes organic material?
Yeah,
Yep.
I am a glorified Professor Orr without the ability to speak now.
Yep. He begins to row away quickly, and the diversion does work. They move towards Allie's sort of alive body in the water, sort of grabbing on it as though it's sort of a life float and dragging it pretty quickly as they sort of pile on top of each other, trying to find something to help keep them afloat.
Um,
That was not the deal.
Marcellus's eyes turn black and he's like, Beelzebub?
Allie's gonna pinch Marcellus and like try to make like a no wiggle.
Not. He is distraught. He,
But
for as
but
much as they fought,
but friends
he-
in boat, not safe. Don't. I can't understand me, but that's the little fish in the
rage.
globe is swimming in the word no formation as fast as possible.
Crossing her little crab clackers, a little X crab clacker, making the X.
Making the the circle with the slash through it stop sign. Do not.
Do not.
Abort.
Oh, he's so mad.
How
close
did
is-
for my reference, how did Tara and Nico react to Kavaris doing that?
Tara is horrified. She's just kind of sitting there with both of her hands over her mouth, and Nico looks grim but resigned.
I haven't been able to ask this because I haven't really been around for Kavaris' visual description. But how big is he? Is he like a muscular fellow, or is he like kind of thinner?
He's probably a pretty average dude, not especially thin, not especially muscular, slightly on the tall side, but not terribly remarkable.
Is he sitting in the boat or is he standing?
He's sitting.
Why in the sad music, too? I hate this.
Let me check something. I really want to get.
Kill him a lot.
Not just a little.
Tempest is considering it.
Please do. Someone do. I am holding her
He's-
crab, but I'm furious.
I have
Um,
something I wanted to do. I was waiting on Linus.
Yeah.
I'm holding a crab, but I'm furious on QCP.
Linus is gonna reach into his pocket, and he has like a gem in his pocket. He's gonna focus all of his energy into the gem and cast Summon Shadow Spawn.
As you start to grip it and begin summoning, Kavaris looks at you and he goes, "You sure you want to do that, boy?
It's to protect us.
You think that's going to protect you?" And Kavaris kind of, as he rows, he kind of jostles the boat a little bit so that the water splashes up on the side.
Faris is the one that brought this water and killed all these people, I bet. I bet these spirits are trying to get to him, honestly.
Well, except the village was much more ancient than that.
But
he's
I
an
mean,
archfey.
yeah. I just feel like there's a reason that I don't know. I feel like he killed all these people. This is what his crime was against, and he's just reclaiming his treasure that he lost while he was killing them all. Or maybe the reason he was killing them all. I don't know, but
And if you don't think I should protect the boat,
The Kavaris just keeps he keeps rowing very steadily. Listen, it's not like your friend is dead. Her body's just gone. Look at her. She makes a beautiful crab.
oh my god, Marcellus is looking for somewhere safe to sit Allie down.
I mean, you can sit her in the boat if you want to. I
We
realize
might-
that is a fraught option, but
How long can he fly, Marcellus?
Uh, 10 minutes.
Okay.
I would sit her down in the boat and I would shoot up into the sky. And I'm gonna kind of hover there to commune with Beelzebub again.
okay.
I think Allie is going to crawl her way under Nico's seat, largely to keep herself from going after Kavaris, but also because he's not likely to unseat his own loyal buddy to get at the crab. We hope. I mean, we flawed logic, but
Hey, doing the best you can in a bad situation.
yeah.
All right. Nico, he sees you sort of crawl under his seat. He looks down at you, but it's very clear he's too ashamed to look at you for any length of time.
And we're just going to hunker down and be a paperweight. And similarly to Marcellus trying to commune with Beelzebub, I think Allie is going to see if her little crab body can't reach out towards Canuck, because clearly I don't have hands or anything to do anything anymore. we got to figure out what we've got.
All right. We are doing some communing. All right, we're
Yes.
going to start with Marcellus and we're going to move to Atlee. Marcellus, what are you saying to Beelzebub?
You just hear Marcellus, where are you? Where are you? Where are you? And when he pops up, this is what I meant. You have to make him pay. I didn't trust him. Bring her back. Bring her back and kill him, please. Talk to her, God. Canuck. There has to be something you can do. It can't end this way. You owe me. I told you I would do anything you wanted, but you have to bring her back and you have to punish him for this.
I can't resurrect the cleric of another god. It's out of my jurisdiction.
Well, we'll figure that part out, but get her out of the water, what's left of her anyway, and get rid of him.
Do you want a collection of stone? That's what's left of her at the moment. Calm down, Marcellus. For goodness.
Do something. You said you would do something.
I will. I will do something. When the time is right, I will act.
And you see Marcellus, he's like actually starting to cry some. He's like, she had no reason to be kind to me, and she always has been. As kind as I would have expected anyone to be, with absolutely no reason. If anything happens to her, or to any of these people that I'm with now, I don't have a reason to exist anymore.
Beelzebub is quiet for a long time. He doesn't. It's actually for once clear he doesn't quite know what to do about this. And then he says, "There's a reason I chose you. Or rather, didn't stop the girl from taking you. You all are terribly tiny in something you don't understand. You are caught in the middle of an event that has been unfolding for thousands of years. Everything may seem large to you, but it is small to us. She is in her God's hands.
Well, and then he would point to Kavaris. Well, then he's in my God's hands. Don't make me regret this, or you'll need someone else to finish doing your unfolding because I'll be done.
You would like something to punish him?
More than anything.
When it is time, I will give you something to unwind him.
Oh, he's so furious. He just wants a resolution right now. He is acting out of sheer anger.
Be calm, child. When it is time. When it is time.
You just see Marcellus shoot down back out of the sky and like land in the boat, kind of rocking it some. And he's just like fuming, like you just see like black energy rippling off of him. He's just like, if we weren't in this middle of the blasted ocean with no way off of this, he would be unleashing everything he had, but he's not.
Between Marcellus and Kavaris both kind of being in very, very dark, you all see Tara. She's she's a teenager. She's trying real hard to look cool, but she kind of starts to tear up, and like her lower lip quivers a little bit, and she tries to like look away off the side of the boat and like put her chin in her hand so her mouth doesn't move, and she's trying really hard. She's not about to cry.
I mean, Marcellus is crying. He's furious. He's like so angry crying right now.
And Tara is kind of very quietly scared crying.
Marcellus would reach an arm out and put it around her and kind of move her behind him.
She resists a little bit at first because sort of you being angry is also what has scared her a bit, but after a minute, she lets you.
And Marcellus would whisper to her, "I won't hurt you, love."
Nico is kind of watching you. You see Marcellus. He looks like he's about to act when you sort of put your arm around her at first. But when she seems to kind of not when you're not actually about to hurt her, Nico kind of
And he's just got death gaze. He's holding a death gaze on Kavaris now. Like, you have no idea what's coming for you. You pissed off the wrong vampire, homie.
Kavaris looks unbothered. But regardless, he brings you back to the little island and just kind of unceremoniously bumps the boat up against the island. In fact, he bumps it so hard, the wood splinters a bit, and you all have to get out very quickly because water starts coming into the boat.
If I were Ray, still would have picked him up and thrown him in the water, but I'm not Ray.
I was thinking about trying to shove him in the water. I thought about it.
Giving it a little ponderation.
Allie's still a paperweight in the bottom of the boat because the water doesn't bother me right now. It's the
Yeah.
one upside.
Um, and so when the water starts to come in, Nico, he says, "That's our only boat." And Gavaris turns and says, "That's your only boat."
I knew I didn't like him.
And he sort of walks to the edge of their of the little sort of and you see he's sort of gathered up all of the pieces of red laramon in his hand, and as he squeezes them tightly, they grind against each other, and kind of grind almost into powder. Oh shoot, I'm so sorry, Jess. Thank you for reminding me about that. I'm sorry. We're gonna back up a sec. So, Allie, you were reaching out to your god, right? Kind of as all of these things are going on.
Yes.
All right. So, Allie, what are you saying to him?
I think that the first bit is more of just like this wave of sadness and a trying to see if I can feel him, if he's there. And that might be what the inquiry is are you there?
It's quiet for a minute, but then you hear yes. Wherever the water is, so am I.
Is this the plan?
Yes.
What do I do next?
You will go on.
What was that?
He said you will go on. Is the sea and so he says, "Is the sea ever still from one day to the other?"
No.
Does it ever remain the same?
No.
Neither shall you.
There's like this moment where she's not like there's so many questions that she doesn't know which one to ask first. Like and she finally just settles on okay. Like you know how that is like you don't know what to say so you don't even pick something.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I do think there's this feeling of loss from her because lack of communication, lack of abilities, etc.
Mm-hmm. You do feel his presence, and he says, "Ride the current. Be in the hands of those that care for you. When whales fall, their bodies bring life. You have fallen. Wait for life."
That's deep. No pun intended.
It's a long way down. Welcome to QCP.
That might need to be the title of this episode.
What?
It's a long way down.
I think that would work as an episode title.
So I think she's just gonna kind of like just sit and contemplate and until she realizes that she really does have to get out of the boat and hears more arguing.
Mm-hmm. So Kavaris, he takes these rocks and he's sort of gripping them, and he grips them in his hand until they crush almost into powder. And as they are broken, you see them releasing this brilliant energy and it suffuses him.
Ah. It was never about buying our ways off. It was about getting him a battery.
Mm-hmm.
And
Knew
you
I didn't
see,
trust him. I freaking knew it.
and you see his body grow. It grows and changes and warps, growing larger and larger. You see his skin changing color. It darkens. It becomes this obsidian black. The skin roughens and takes on a scale like quality. Wings sprout from his back, and then finally, once he has taken his true form, he takes off from the island, and you see hovering in the air an ancient black dragon.
Wasn't the Kavaras of Legends silver?
The Kavaris of legend was silver.
Shit.
And with that, he takes off
But
from the star and flies away into the air.
he's a fae, right?
Balthorn is a fae.
Didn't
And
we have a deal? Didn't we make a deal with the fae? Did we not do that?
did you?
Is, I'm confused because I thought this was the guy who was named in the deed as an archfey, right? Did I
That is
misunderstand?
what. Yeah, that's what Nico called him. He called him by the art name.
Right. And we had a deal about getting the things meant we could get out of the crater. So if he was an archfey and he made the deal, shouldn't he take us out of the crater?
You would think, but he leaves.
Alec is very puzzled by this. And very, very angry and very, very sad.
It seems there is some fuckery afoot. Because, correct, the Kavaris is not a silver dragon. Kavaris was also not an archfey, and archfays are not ancient black dragons. So somewhere, something is not as it should be.
And the name on the I can't say the name, Valefort?
Balthorn.
Valthord was named as an archfey in the paperwork, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sorry, trying to keep all my facts straight.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of angry crab foot stomping and claw waving.
There's a lot of everything going on very suddenly all at once. Because the people, so the little group of ex-convicts, they see that their boat they used to get around has sunk. So now they are all stranded on that little island. And there's immediately a lot of loud, Kavaris fucked us over. We're going to starve, we're going to die.
I think to calm himself down, Linus is gonna go find a place to sit, and he's gonna sit cross-legged and just start softly playing his flute. He's gonna set his sword in front of him, and almost be playing the music to his sword. Because his sword is technically alive in some way. We just never worked out how.
Ah, right. What's everyone else doing?
Tethys is digging through her bag and just for anything that might help, but the more she takes out and realizes she doesn't have anything, the more upset and panicked she gets. Honestly, she about ready to throw a cherry bomb. Not gonna lie.
I wish you could.
Don't know who, just in general.
Just in general.
I mean, I got fireworks. Let's set off one of those and see who comes. She does not do this, but I want so badly for her to just like fall onto her ass with the bag of cocaine in her hand and go, anybody want a bump?
Bumps for everybody. You won't be hungry.
I am lost right now. Marcellus is lost.
Yeah, Tethys is too. She got nothing.
Marcellus would actually go up to Tethys and hold her hand, like as some sort of grounding to, like, completely losing his shit. He would go up and like interlock fingers with Tethys and sit on the ground next to her. Just, he's out of words. He tried the only thing he knows he can't like resurrect people or anything like that. He's just like, he feels powerless.
Yeah, she just kind of leans on his shoulder.
Tara kind of hesitantly comes over and then sits down with the two of you and sort of leans on you both as well.
Aw, Tethys will wrap her arm around Tara's shoulder.
I think Allie is going to go in the hut where they first performed the spell, start looking for spell books or paperwork or anything that might tell her what was actually done to tether her spirit to this crab body, to try to make sure that she knows exactly what she is and what she can expect.
All right, Allie, what languages do you speak?
Oh, that's a fun question. Let's see. Common, Dwarvish, Elvish, and Undercommon.
Okay. You do find some notes, but it is not in any of those languages. You do find what is like a not a spell book, but like a spell pamphlet.
Can I recognize what language it might be so that I could potentially bring it to the right person?
Make me an intelligence or a history check.
Okay. We're gonna go with history because I'm good at history. 18?
Okay, Allie, you can't read it, but you do recognize the district.
You cut out. You said Draconic?
Yes.
Just gonna take it to Nico.
Nico just kind of looks at it. Nico has, perhaps discreetly, but he has also been crying as well. And he just kind of picks it up and looks at it, and then looks at you, the crab.
I'm gonna kind of sort of lower half my legs so that I could try to do that inquisitive head tilt thing. The little fish inside the globe kind of does the upside down. I'm so cute head.
He says, "Do you want me to read it to you?"
Little fish nods yes.
He begins to read it to you, and it's very clear he doesn't really understand what he's reading, but it seems putting a spirit into a construct. So basically, innervating a construct with a spirit.
Can Allie understand the principle behind it?
A lot of it is stuff that you were told was not possible. It was all sort of theory. Your teachers would kind of bandy it about, hypothetical what if. But it was largely sort of understood that it could not be done. Could not.
Well, clearly it was. More than once, considering Allie's father's plight.
Mm-hmm.
Um, did she find anything else that might be useful?
It does seem to indicate that yes, while you brought Kavaris some metal elements from the prison, he must have also used some he already had, because it indicates that there are other types of metals that must be brought together to make an automaton work. What? Huh? What?
Give me a second. Give me a second.
They'll go over
I,
this
I, I
later.
have I have notes about what those specific materials are.
Oh?
I think Allie would have that epiphany as well, and she's going to tug on Nico's pant leg and then point a couple legs over at where, in the direction of wherever Linus went off to. Because Ray took care of Bit. Bit was an automaton. Linus is Ray as far as Zally is concerned.
I'm trying to find my notes on it. I know you that Ray found a book that talked about how to make an automaton.
So Allie is going to do her best to get Nico to come with her to go find Linus.
Adamantine, electrum, cold iron, and mithril, and lead were all out of materials. And then I think it was like star metal or something.
Yes. Star Metal, Agnimani, Amaratha. Um, oh, hang on one second. Let me get back to my. Adamantine wire.
Yeah, because the Ainsworth had stripped the entire city of adamantine.
Yes, they had.
Mm-hmm.
So Ray would know exactly how this thing was made.
Hmm. So there is something about the properties of these metals that, when together, create an automaton that can approximate reasoning and thinking. And the better the craftsperson is, the more lifelike they are. But at some point, to make something truly a person, it has to have a spark of soul put into it to make it alive.
Does I mean I would say Linus wouldn't notice Ali motioning in his direction because he's too invested in the flute and sort of communing with his blade. But if she came over to him, you would notice.
I think she's trying to get Nico to bring the book over.
He will. He'll kind of look puzzled, but follow her with it.
And tap Linus on the foot, and then point at the book, and then tap Nico. Like, Nico, read book to Linus.
He'll hand Linus the book at first, and then realize what he needs to do, and then he'll kind of read it to Linus.
Linus puts his flute down and looks at Nico and says, "I have to talk to her in her mind."
He kind of nods and just sort of stands there awkwardly waiting for that to happen.
Allie makes a well gesture with her crab arms.
And he will pass along. He'll be like, at first he'll kind of pause and go, "Well, you know the truth to some degree. Now's not the time to explain how, but If you're wanting to know what the metals are, at least, I know those. And he'll kind of list them off.
She'll go, well, yes, I got that much, but is there any hint as to how long the connection lasts? If I'm in danger of detaching and disappearing, if there's a way to get me at least some telepathy or something.
Well, if I were still Ray, I could probably create something that could do it. But things have changed since I was Ray.
But don't you still have Ray's knowledge? I mean, I understand becoming a different person and growing and changing and different life events happening, but aren't the memories still there? Because otherwise, my sending wouldn't have attached to you.
It's hard to explain. Yes, but I don't remember all the craftsmanship he did. Because my brain capacity is smaller. But I suspect there may be a way to get him back. The Ray you knew.
I mean, look, I don't know what happened or what choices you make, and I'm not going to ask you to undo anything you don't want undone. But I would very much like to know if I have a day or forever in this form, and if there's any way to get me the ability to communicate at the very least with everybody without making you the middleman.
I do know that, best of what I can remember, you'll live for a while. You should be okay as long as the metals don't degrade.
Alright, so I need to stay away from anywhere very hot.
Say so. As your soul is connected to the metals.
I think the little fish is gonna swim around inside the globe and try to look at how the globe is connected to the crab body and see if she sees anything. Because we said the fish's eyes were my eyes, basically.
Yes. So Allie, you were kind of set in the crab body like a jewel in a ring setting.
Do I see spots on the underside of the globe that might look like the special metals that we were discussing?
Yeah, so the setting itself appears to incorporate those metals. The body, like like the arms and the legs and all that, are just metal, but like the prongs of the setting.
Okay.
And Brandy, I sent you a message too.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. I put my eyes on it, and then
I mean, I don't think it makes any difference right now, but just for your thoughts.
Alright, so we need to protect the setting.
let me ponder that a minute, Kurt.
Okay.
All right. So as you all sort of think, so as Allie looks at what she is made of, it grows to be night. Sort of gradually, the weeping and the shouting grows quiet, and they all just sort of sit quietly as they seem to realize, without any sort of way forward at the moment, that they are facing down their own mortality. Tara has kind of cried herself to sleep after a while, leaning against Marcellus and Tethys. Nico has separated himself from the others and is just kind of staring out at the water. And then I would like everyone to make me a perception check, please.
Okay.
Oh god, what now?
I got a 19.
Okay.
Ooh, I got a 9, which would make sense. Marcellus is out of sorts.
I have a
Yeah.
14 for Allie.
Okay.
And my passive, if it matters, is 17.
Okay.
17 for Tethys.
Okay. Yeah, that's everybody. All right. So if you got a 15, as you were sitting there, kind of far overhead, at first it just sort of looks like stars blinking in and out of a night sky. But the more you look, the more you realize it's not stars, it is lights.
Oh.
And that's where we're going to end it for tonight.
Ah!
Oh,
Got me all up in my feels.
I know. I was really trying not to get choked up when I was communing with Beelzebub.
It was so good.
Woo. I almost made a very bad decision.
Which you almost
Yeah.
do.
I almost tried to shove him out of the boat.
Or jump in the water after you.
I almost did one of those. Because I told Kurt after, I was like, I'm about this far from jumping in the water after. But
Like,
That would have been.
I will admit, I had some heads up it was coming, but not the where, when, why, or how.
I knew this whole thing was a bad idea. I just knew it.
It was a bad idea from start to finish.
It really was. I
Yep.
didn't love the idea of her going to this crowd thing to begin with. I tried to stop her, and I got voted out, I seem to recall.
Well, who else was going to do it?
I mean, and for no one, and look, that would have been better. Honestly.
Could you have imagined Crab Marcellus?
I feel like none of us would have done it. We wouldn't have helped him, and we would have found out his true colors way sooner, you know?
Yeah, see, Allie's miscalculation was the fact that Kavaris was supposed to be a silver dragon.
He lied.
I just didn't, yeah. It was rubbing me the wrong way that he kept, like, sending us into this stuff and being like, oh, there's some stuff in there, and then we would almost die every time. I was like,
Yeah, and you took it out on Nico instead of asking Nico what was going on.
I did, but I didn't know who to trust. I didn't trust either one of them, and I was 50% right. Awesome.
So I should be back.
Weird.
Alright, well, I'll see you all later.
Hi.
All right.
Bye. Night.
Bye.